I was thinking, like in my head, I hope they don't leave. What I'm about to say next can probably be considered diabolical work, but just give me some grace. Realize I was young. I still am young. I'm 21. At the time I was 20.
Yeah, come down and see us, but y'all can't.
He said he had homework. They both
But
had
they're in the
homework.
car? No, that don't make no sense.
I was just blind and dumb, but now I see. Hi guys.
What's up to all the ladies in preview?
She moved out of state and shit that went left. She seeking forgiveness. She went alone and start up a business.
I love me some good window clings. I haven't changed the window clings since Valentine's Day and it is March. I got some Easter and spring clings from Dollar Tree and this one's from CVS. So gonna get to putting those up and taking the old ones down.
High volume.
Morning. Back in this interesting style, so it'll be waving curly. I'm looking busted. Yesterday was my first day back from spring break. I'm trying to shake back, if you will. I woke up at 8 o'clock, laid in bed for a while. My room's a mess. I haven't unpacked. I am going back home rather soon, which after this trip I probably won't be back for a while back home, and I don't need to be. I do have a sore throat. Every time that I've came back I have this little tickle in my throat. I think it definitely is a change of weather. I just started some daytime fix, so hopefully that'll kick in. I need to go pick up some orange juice. I have a lot that I need to do today. Guys, it is Joy from the future. I'm sitting here editing in my new room, which girl, boy, whoever you are, stay tuned because y'all, the journey continues. Life just took me in. Y'all just gonna have to stay tuned for season 3 of the College Diaries because my goodness. To try to add some context to this vlog was my first couple days back from spring break. It'd be a Saturday morning, driving to Kansas straight from Prairie View. I didn't stop in like Dallas or anything. I just kept driving. Then I had a really fun spring break with my friend Brooklyn. I'm gonna add in some clips from that, or videos, photos, whatever we have.
You said I make you feel special when I blow.
So you can go hang out with Mr. Potato Head.
Stop it.
But
Not nice.
But you
What did
know
we
it's-
say?
no.
No, that's so mean. Not okay.
It's a joke.
Apologize. It's not funny.
You can go hang out with him.
I'm sorry.
But
That was so
don't
mean.
come down and see us, but y'all can't.
He said he had homework. They both had
But they're in the
homework.
car? No, that don't make no sense. Go ahead and send it because they're not slick. Like that's some hoe stuff. Whores.
What I'm about to say next can probably be considered diabolical work, but just give me some grace. Realize I was young. I still am young. I'm 21. At the time I was 20. So just hear me out, and I would never do this again, I don't think. But you know, again, stay tuned for the College Diaries season 3. Okay, so me and Brooklyn had a couple guy friends over. Nameless was one of them, and Nameless's friend. And if you don't know who Nameless is, go watch this video. My January college recap, first month in college. Okay, so now you know who that is. The video where she's on his dome talking about that's some hoe stuff. I'm spilling all the tea, but y'all my real life friends. Like, I love my YouTube community. So they came over, we played this drinking game called First and Last. It was really fun. It's nothing too crazy at all. If you're like wanting to do a non-freaked out drinking game, I recommend First and Last. So they got that drinking game and brought it to us. I really liked Nameless. I wanted him to spend the night at Brooklyn's house, and they brought like their stuff to spend the night. We played a drinking game. I didn't drink that much. Like, I just had some Jamaican Me Happy, so I was just feeling good. Some of them got tired. A couple of them went to sleep. It was 4 of us, so I don't remember who exactly was asleep, who was up. But I know me and Nameless were up. And then my friend Brooklyn comes out the room and she's hungry. When she's hungry, we got to get the food. You feel me? So we asked them if they wanted Mexican food, and we ended up going to this place in my hometown called Mexican Taco Shop. I was thinking, like in my head, I hope they don't leave like while we're gone, or try to leave while we're gone. and go back to their college town, because like I said, I really like Nameless. I wanted him to spend the night. You know, I was just blind and dumb, but now I see. Let the redeemed of the Lord say so. Amen. Amen. My mom had told me this story about like, because earlier in the summer I was like, why is this person walking around with no shoes on? And she had told me how human traffickers will take people's shoes so that they couldn't get far, because if you have to walk around with no shoes, you're not getting far. So before we left for Mexican taco shop, in my brain, I didn't want them to leave. If you don't like to see feet, pause. This next part shows feet. So I took Nameless shoes and wore them and hid my shoes in my friend's closet, and she wore Nameless's friend's shoes. So best believe when we got back, they were still there. Okay, so we went to get Mexican taco shop in the middle of the night, and I told her why we took their shoes. Both played basketball. So Nameless was pretty tall and he had some big freaking feet. You know, I was floating in them shoes in the middle of the night. We looked a mess, but anyway, memories for 5 ever.
High volume. High volume.
A little horseback riding. How's it going? How's it going? This is my horse, Sierra. Beautiful day. Beautiful day.
What's wrong here? What's right?
It was a great look at Sierra. About to park and get off this horse.
I made it for nothing, no turn up.
Spring break 2024 was a time. We were doing what young people do, having fun, going out. My body was just tired. And then I left pretty abruptly. I'm gonna be honest, like, we went to this individual's house.
Where you from?
Trying to just give you guys context. I was raised in a 2-parent household. Ain't nobody did drugs is what I'm trying to say. No one around me ever did drugs. I had no experience with that. We did DARE in elementary school, and I guess there's different states call it different things, but in Kansas we did DARE. DARE stands for Drug Alcohol Resistance Education. So they teach you all about that and the dangers. No one ever did that ish around me. I'm not comfortable around that at all. We ended up going to this individual's house on spring break. This person knew of loosely acquaintances with this person for years. Me and one of my friends went to his house, and he invited a lot of people he knew over, of which I had never met. The only people I knew in this environment were me, my friend, and her cousin. And someone that we didn't know there ended up pulling out some stuff and putting it up his nose. That's all I'm gonna say. Abort a mission immediately. You got to go. So as soon as we found the keys, got up out of there, and it really just reminded me like why I left my hometown. I always say my small town can be great, but it has a way of chewing people up and spitting them out. You can get pregnant, you can go to jail, and you can work a dead-end job, and that's not all it has to offer. But meet a couple bad people, your life, birds of a feather flock together, but like your life can turn into theirs if you don't make a change. I had a situation that catalyzed me to go ahead and go to college. You can watch that in this video. I just couldn't take it anymore. So as soon as I got back to my mom's house from the city we were in, I literally showered, packed up all my stuff, and got on the road. I think I left Kansas at like 3 a.m. I was so pissed. That's not the type of thing I like to be around. And it was nobody's fault. We didn't know that they did that type of stuff. But when you do know, you don't hang around them again, and you bounce up out of there. And that's exactly what I did. So I just finished my skincare routine. I'm on the phone talking to my sister and get ready to go to CVS to pick up some things and then come back to my dorm. Oh God, I think I'm losing my voice. This should be fun. Some time to write down in my planner all the stuff I want to get done today. I find that I'm so much more productive when I actually write out my goals for the day, for the week, for the month. If you don't set goals, you don't have any aim. Like, you know, if there is no target, what are you aiming at? I hope this analogy is making sense, but I'm trying to set my aim so I can reach my target. The back is not shaking. It's shaking me. You can sound like a whole man out here. It's terrible. At least the weather's nice though. It is a rainy day here in Prairie View, Texas. I actually headed down the road a little bit to Waller to pick up a prescription. I've really been struggling with procrastination and not wanting to get out of bed. I'm also a little bit sick. I got some not so great news that a family member of mine has passed away. And I found out less than an hour ago. And like I said, I was really struggling with, wanting to get out of bed. After getting that news, best believe I got up and got some stuff crossed off my checklist, trying to get up and go because life is so fleeting. And even at Bible study yesterday, the preacher prayed, teach us to number our days. So I'm just trying to do that. I'm just not feeling the best. I don't want to cry. I also talk about me being pretty sad. I spent Thanksgiving in Atlanta. It was my first time that I can remember that I'd ever spent a holiday like Thanksgiving with my dad's side of the family. We took this family picture together, and that was the last time that I saw my cousin Josiah alive. The road trip to Atlanta vlog, that was when we went to his funeral. I remember my cousin Josiah, his birthday in 2022 fell on Thanksgiving. We had ate Thanksgiving pretty late because my cousin, his sister Jada, got off work at around 6 p.m. You can see my Thanksgiving vlog. We ate pretty late and then we stayed up all night and we woke up the next morning. But around 10 a.m., it's me, my cousin Josiah, his best friend Jeremy, and my other cousin who's around my dad's age, Felix. We're all sitting up at this table in the Airbnb. And they're telling me about their life stories, just how men interact with women. And guys spit game. But how a guy talks to you about other guys when they're not interested in you is a different story. Guys will give you all tea, all shade, be like, cousin, I'm gonna tell you what that really means, because they have nothing to lose. When you have a guy that is for you interpreting what's going on, it just hits different. So they're giving me the rundown. Felix was telling me how he found out his wife was pregnant. He was like, when they start getting that dark line going across their belly, just already know they finna be pregnant. Different pregnancy scares they had with women, just funny stuff, and real how men see things relationship wise, because women and men, we just see things so differently. So it was a really insightful, funny, hilarious conversation that I will forever remember and appreciate. It made me think. There was 4 of us at that table: my cousin Josiah, my cousin Felix, and my cousin Josiah's best friend Jeremy. And out of the 4 people, myself included, at that table, 2 of them are passed away. Hurt my heart because I didn't get to go to Felix's funeral. This has ended up what happened. They buried my cousin Felix, and my cousin Felix was at Josiah's funeral. So September of 2023, in March of 2024, Felix passed away. They buried him, I want to say, a weekend or 2 weekends after he passed away. There was 1 weekend in between, and then the weekend after that, Felix's son, my cousin, ended up passing away. I don't know all there is to it, but basically they were on a river somewhere in the south fishing, and wherever they were in the river, they couldn't hear him and his friend couldn't hear the siren that was released telling them that the water was going to rise because they were refilling the river. Water can come through like a spillway type of thing, and the water in the river started rising rapidly, and he ended up drowning and passing away. 1 weekend they buried my cousin Felix, his father, and then 2 weekends later his son was dead. Justice was his name. It was just hard because it feels like a lot of people in the family were dying, and some more ended up dying later in the summer. Other cousin passed away. This is Kia and her twin boys. They're so cute. Her father ended up passing away. My Uncle Leon's son, Leon Jr., they called him Little Leon. Really hard because all these people were dying and I couldn't be there to see family, and it felt like I'd only see family at one funeral till it was theirs. Going through it, having a hard time getting out of bed. I was just trying to stay strong. I'm gonna go to Walmart and get some orange juice so I can use it in some Alka-Seltzer Plus. Then you get some cups.
I made it for nothing, no turn to something from nothing. Made it through poverty, on that minority, you ain't scared. Hop on that jet on my property and fly away. Fly, fly, fly away. I'm your president, straight out the trenches.